Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be looking through my Diaboromon deck. But real quick, a word from our sponsor. Now, I built this deck a couple months ago, and I have tried to keep it up with each format, but I haven't really updated it with BT9, although I kind of feel like there isn't much in BT9 that really substantially helps Diaboromon. So with every deck, we start with the babies. Here we have Sunamon. We're running 5 babies, but we're only going to run one of the BT2 Sunamon. So he says, your turn. While you have another Digimon in play with the same name as this Digimon gets plus 2,000. So he's just really there to help buff your Digimon. That's it. He's just there to help buff your Diaboromon and your stack so you have bigger, stronger blockers. But we're only running one because you only need the one. Next we have the BT5 Sunamon. And this one says, when attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has unidentified in its type, draw 1. That's why we're running the 4 of him. Every time you attack, you're drawing a card. And it's just getting your pieces faster. And that's what you need in this deck, especially in this deck. There's a lot of pieces you're going to be going for. So, next we have our level 3s, Kuramon. And there's only Kuramon level 3s in this deck. As you can see, this deck very much heavily relies on its own archetype. There's not much room for splashing cards in this deck. So, here's EX1 Kuramon. He says, your turn. For each other Digimon you have in play with the same name as this Digimon gets plus 1,000. So, just like Sunamon, he's buffing your stack. Except this guy's a lot better. He's buffing all of your guys. In fact, you really don't need to run him, but because you're blocking with Diaboromon so much, it's nice to run the 5th egg, just because you tend to go through your eggs quite a bit with this deck because you're blocking so much. So we have 4 of the EX1 Kuramon. Next we have the BT2 Kuramon. And he says, your turn. When you play another Digimon with the same name as this Digimon, trigger, draw 1. So again, as you're playing your tokens, you're drawing cards with this guy. Very good, very useful. I don't find myself decking out much in this deck. So all of this stuff is really helpful for accelerating and getting all your pieces right away. And so next we have the BT5 Kuramon, which is the Searcher. It reveals the top 5 cards of your deck. You add 1 unidentified, and then you also add 1 Arata Sonata. You add the 1 Tamer. And so we're running 4 of him. We're running 4 of every Kuramon in the deck. They're very important. They help with your stacks. Your level 3s and your level 4s are the most important cards in the deck other than the Diaboromons, because they're the ones that help buff your stacks and make your stacks do what the deck is wanting to do. And what this deck is trying to do is spam as many tokens as possible. So next we have our level 4s. The level 4s are Kurisarimon from BT5. When Digivolving, he lets you play an errata for free if you don't already have one in play. And your turn. All of your other Digimon with the same name as this Digimon gains Rush. So all your tokens get rushed. They can just attack the turn you play them. Very good. Next we have our EX1 Kurisarimon. And this guy says, your turn once per turn. When one of your other Digimon with the same name as this Digimon is deleted, unsuspend this Digimon. So if you have this stack built, you can swing with it. Then, swing with a token. That token dies, this stack will unsuspend. Very powerful. Lets you attack multiple times in a turn. And it gives your tokens the freedom to just die. Later on in the deck, we'll go over the level 7s. And the level 7 lets you sacrifice a token. So that automatically lets you freely kill a token. And next we have our BT2 Kurisarimon. And he says, your turn. When you play another Digimon with the same name as this Digimon, gain a memory. So every time you're playing tokens, you're gaining memory. As I said, your level 4s are the most important part of your stack. You need to have these cards in your stack in order to get the most value out of this deck. Now onto our level 5s. And you guessed it, Infamon. So we're running 2 of the EX1 Infamon. During your opponent's turn, when your opponent's Digimon digivolves into level 5 or higher, gain a memory. So that just makes all of your opponent's level 5 or higher Digimon costs 1 more to Digivolve. So it's just annoying. And then all turns, all of your other Digimon with the same name as this Digimon get plus 2,000. So he's a good buff. There's a good buff in this. Depending on the stack that you need, he's worthwhile to run in the situation that you're in. But the main Infamon you're going to be wanting to run into is the BT2 Infamon, because he allows you to Digivolve into Diaboromon for 1 less memory. So all your Diaboromons in this deck will cost 2 to Digivolve, which is just insane. So yeah, he's pretty much the MVP of the level 5s. But don't get me wrong, this card is still very good. So next we have our level 6s, and yeah, it's Diaboromon. So we have 2 of the promo Diaboromons. He gets security attack +1 for every Diaboromon that you have in play, including himself. So he comes out and play already swinging with security +1. So we run 2 of him. Very nice. Next we have the BT5 Diaboromon. When you Digivolve, you play a token for free. Very cool. So this guy, you build your stacks to pop off with that Digivolution. We have 2 of him. And then the MVP of our Diaboromons is the EX1. He gives all of your Diaboromons token. Or he gives all of your Diaboromons blocker. And then at the end of the battle in security, you just get to play a token for free. So that's what these 2 are for. Free tokens and giving all your guys blocker. This guy is so powerful. Being able to give all of your Diaboromon, all of your tokens blocker. Sometimes you're going to have a board of 6, 7, even 10 blockers. It's crazy. That can really stall games and frustrate your opponent. So next we have our level 7s. We're only running 2. It's Armageddon. So he says, when playing this card from your hand, you may delete one of your Diaboromons to reduce this card's play cost by 12. So it becomes 3. You delete a token or just delete a Diaboromon, and you play him for 3 memory. He has Rush, and then all turns. The when Digivolving effects on level 7 Digimon don't activate. So he just stuns your opponent. If your opponent wants to go into Omnimon and blitz you for game, they can't, because he just stops it. So really great, really cool card. We're only running 2 because you really only just need the 2. We have our Tamers. So first we have Izzy and Joe. I'm running 2 in the deck. He says at the start of your turn, if your opponent has 2 or more Tamers or 2 or more Digimon in play, you gain 2 memory. And I think that's one of the best abilities in the game. It just punishes your opponent for having more than 1 Digimon on the board. And then also, opponent's turn. When one of your black Digimon is deleted, you may suspend this Tamer to draw a card. So anytime one of your level 5s are lower, because only your level 5 and lower Digimon are black in this deck, anytime one of them dies, you can suspend this dude to gain a memory. And next, we have Orada, the main tamer of the deck. He says, start of your turn. If you have a card with unidentified in its types in your trash, you gain a memory. You're gaining memory just for having stuff in the trash. So that's really nice. The deck is all about having your Digimon be deleted in the first place, because you're working with blockers. Second of all, your turn. When one of your Digimon digivolves into Diaboromon, you may suspend this tamer to play 1 Diaboromon token without playing its pay cost. So he plays tokens for free. If, say you have all 4 of these guys out, you Digivolve into this guy, the BT5 Diaboromon, you're playing 5 tokens for free. That's ridiculous. And then if you have like this guy in your stack, you're gaining 5 memory. And then if you have this Kuramon in your stack, you're drawing 5 cards. So you can see that the deck really likes to just play things and it rewards you for playing your Diaboromons. It rewards you for playing your tokens. And so our option cards are, we have two Catastrophe Cannons. This says, trigger, Digivolve 2 on one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, if you have a Diaboromon in play, you may play 1 Diaboromon token for free. So, and then that activates in the security. So you Digivolve something, and then you play a token. The reason we're running 2 of him over 2 of him is because that token. It's cheaper, and you get a free token. It's very powerful. Next, we have Ultimate Flare. And I'm sure you all know what this does. Digivolve 3 on one of your opponent's Digimon, then delete all of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 3 or less. This card is basically the reason Rookie Rush doesn't exist anymore. This card could just wipe the board. If your opponent focuses on one, like just say your opponent focuses on one stack at a time, this can just completely destroy it. Completely makes your opponent start from scratch. And it activates in the security too, of course. That's the main thing you want. You want your opponent to attack and hit this thing in security. So that's why we're only running one. It's very powerful, but for 8 cost, you don't want to rely on it. And the next we have Pride Memory Boost. And this card is just really fun to have. I thought it would be a really good tech to throw in the deck. Main, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play 1 black Digimon card with the play cost of 4 or less from among them without playing its play cost. So you're basically playing all your level 4 and lower Digimon with this card. And then delay, you can trash this to gain 2 memory. Very good card. I just think it's a good one of. So here are my tokens. All I did was get some foil paper, found some custom ones online and just printed them. Some really talented folks in this community. And I do hope one day to get a bunch of official tokens, but until then, these really will suffice. I think they're just great. So a few tech options that I can think of at the moment. Analog Youth. You could definitely replace one of the Izzy and Joes for one of these. On play, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You add 1 Digimon card among them, and then you trash the remaining cards. That would be the main, the most important or most useful effect of the card, because it lets you put cards into your trash, and it lets you search just any Digimon. And then all turns, when one of your level 5 or higher Digimon with Digivolution cards is deleted, you may suspend this tamer. If you do, gain 1 memory, then hatch 1 Digi egg to an empty space in your breeding area. We're not going to rely on that too much, but getting extra memory is always a plus. And then Chimeramon. I think Chimeramon is a really solid option for this deck. The reason I'm not running him is because I only have 1 and I have him in another deck. So my priorities are not on Diaboromon at the moment. But having 2 Kurisarimons, even just of the same Kurisarimon in the stack, really does take this deck to the next level. So I highly recommend you try experimenting with Chimeramon. Alright, at the end of each episode, we open up a bonus pack. So we got EX2 here. I'm not looking for too much in this set. I think I want a Gallantmon, and I want some secret rares, but other than that, it's just alternate arts. Cubimon, Locomon, Pilates Head, Gorillamon, Fist of the Beast King, Bubbles, Gatekeeper, Reapermon, Alice, oh, and Telamon. That's a fun deck. Let me know if you guys want me to go over that. And, oh, Sakuyamon. Is that the alt art? That is. Wow. Look at that. That is pretty. I haven't pulled a single Sakuyamon yet, so that, wow. Look at that card. Look at all that color. It's popping. What a pretty card. BT10 is just around the corner, and she's about to get some really good support. Wow. Well, thanks for watching, guys. We got to sleeve this one up right away. We'll get a good sleeve for you. Look at that. Sakuyamon alternate art. What a pull. Alright, well, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace! Put you in your forever home.